Mama, I'm married now. I'm allowed to talk about these things. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kopano Shimange and this is How I Do Things, the show where you send me your questions and I'll let you know how I would do things. Now you can take it as advice, use it, don't use it. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your situation. Whether you want to use it as well, no pressure, your choice. Do with it what you will. Now in today's episode, I got a question from a lady who is just like, listen, I've been in this relationship for a while now, but I feel as though we are missing something. There's that thing, man. Something is missing. You know, that extra in our sex life. Something is missing. Now I heard about this foreplay thing, but I actually don't know what it is. Where do I start? Is it really that important? Will it make things better? Now let me ask you a question. When a plane flies, does it just hop on the runway and then fly? I don't think so. That's not how things work, right? It first gets on the runway and it starts going slowly and then faster and faster, and as soon as it gets really fast, it takes off. That's how things in the sack work too. Foreplay is important, my honey. But I'm gonna give you more details about that in a second. Now, if you want to send me your questions, head over to Kopano Shimange on Instagram and look for this picture right here on my Insta story highlights. Click on the pink button or reply and let me know which question or scenario you'd like me to talk about in my next video. If it's hot and juicy, we'll definitely get into it. Now, this is a highly requested one, all about foreplay. Let's start right at the basics. What is foreplay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we grew up kind of conservative, you know? We're not always talking about these things in our families or amongst our friends. We may really talk about getting down and dirty, but the topic of foreplay doesn't come up much. Like, what are you doing? What are you touching? What are you saying? Where are you feeling? Are you stroking things? Are you caressing? Is it really that sexy? Can a person be turned on by... Seriously? Huh? What is it? Am I licking things? Am I twisting things? I don't know. It just seems weird. But actually, when you start to learn a bit more about foreplay, you start to realize that, okay, this thing can be quite interesting and there's different ways to do it. And it makes the entire sexual experience really good. So if you really want to know the 411 on foreplay, then stick around, because here's 5 things you need to know about foreplay. Number 1, what is it? It's the sexual prelude. It's the thing that happens before the main event. It's like when you go to a concert and they get you into the mood by having the opening act. That's what it is. Many of us, we're just walking there, pants down, in there, done. And yes, it can be great, but it does get a bit boring. And to be honest with you, when it comes to foreplay, it actually makes the entire experience much better. Like the example with the airplane, right? The longer the runway, the more speed it gets and the more it can take off. And that's what you want. You want to take off, especially for women. You want to get to your climax, and foreplay can really help you to do that. So it's the part of turning each other on. It is about heightening the excitement. You're already hot for each other, right? How do you get even hotter? How do you make it steam until it's about to pop? How do you make each other want each other more? How do you turn on the heat until you can't take it anymore? That's what foreplay is. And another thing about foreplay is that even if one of you is not in the mood, so let's say I'm turned on, but my man is busy, there's a few things that I can do to switch him on. Foreplay can do that too. It's not about getting down into business. It's not just about beating the buck so early. It is about the small things that I know, the light switch that I can turn, that I know that this light, if I turn it on just a little bit, if I touch here, if I say this, if I do that, if he sees this, then it will turn him on. It will heighten his excitement and things will start to get nice and steamy. Now that you know what foreplay is and how it actually makes things better, especially for you as a woman, you need to get your partner involved in it as well. Remember, this is the two-man tango. Sex is about a two-person thing. So, you want to have a talk with your man and be like, boo, let's try this thing out. Because it's not just about him and how he gets to his climax, it's about you too. As a woman, we need to lift up our levels of arousal. So the more aroused we are, the more we enjoy the entire experience. And that's what happens sometimes in relationships. Women just feel like it's not that fun anymore. Yes, there is that pleasure for however many minutes, but there is something that you can do before you get into the act to actually make yourself enjoy it more, feel everything. And that's what foreplay is all about. So go to your man and just be like, as you know, baby, there's this thing, it's called foreplay, and I want me and you to do it. Explore nyana. Whatever way you want to talk to your man, you know your man, you know how he wants to be spoken to. Have a conversation about what foreplay is. If you want him to watch this video, watch it with him. I won't go any further, I might reveal the secrets. But hey, listen, whoever's hubby who's watching right now, your woman wants foreplay. You want to please her. You want to make her feel the arousal that you've never felt before. You want her to be as hot as a cat, feisty like a minx. Indulge in foreplay. It's a two-person thing. You see, if you do it and she does it, the both of you are going to have an even better time when it's time for you to engage in having sex. You know what I mean? So it's not just about jumping straight into the act of intercourse. It is before that. It makes it much better. It's like basically teasing someone with food. You let them smell it, you let them see it, and you just explain how beautiful it is. When you cook the food in front of a person, it makes them hungrier. They start to drool and salivate because it just looks like it tastes amazing. And by the time you finally put that taste of food in your mouth, you're just like, That's what foreplay is. The experience overall will be better than anything you've done before. Now, the third thing you need to know about foreplay is it is both physical and emotional. Now, I was watching one of my other favorite YouTubers, Rehodise, and they were saying that foreplay begins in the morning. It really does. That's the emotional part of things. It's like setting sex dates. When you guys know that tonight, it's going down. When you start playing with the mind and the emotions, foreplay then starts hours before you get into the act. If you know that your favorite dish in the whole world is going to be served tonight at 7, you're going to look forward to 7 p.m. Your body is just going to be ready and waiting to pounce and roar like a cat. You're like a hungry lion. Whatever it is that you need to do to raise those emotions, you do that, right? The physical part of foreplay obviously starts right before the act, and sometimes throughout the day. Spank your girls, behind when you're walking around, since now I'm talking to both men and women. Or you can, caress the inner thigh of your man. Don't think that he doesn't like that. He does. Sometimes he also wants to know that his butt looks good and that it's delicious and that you want to devour it. Whatever needs that you have to put up to show that I want you. I'm hungry for you, baby. I'm hungry like a lion. Get into it. So from the morning, you can build up to it. Maybe you might get lucky twice in the day because the build up is so damn good. Whatever you need to do even before the act. You don't have to draw it out for hours. Foreplay can be a 10-minute thing. It can be a 1-hour thing. It can be a 1-day thing. You can decide how long or how short it is, but you first need to open your mind to the fact that foreplay is both physical and emotional. Number 4, I'm gonna tell you about the female penis. What? I know. The first time I heard about it, I was like, oh sure. But I did my research, and it's true. The female has her own version of the penis, right? So what it is When a man gets excited and he gets erect, blood flows to the head, and then that's when situations start to happen. Now the female has her own version of the same thing. So when blood flows to her clitoris, it gets erect and ready in the same way. It takes a little bit more time for the woman, and that's why foreplay is more important for the woman than it is for the man, right? With foreplay, it allows that blood flow to move to the right areas of the woman's sexual organs, the sexual parts, right? The clitoris. And it too gets erect and it gets ready for action. Sometimes we even feel that pulsating feeling that is just like, woo, yeah, woo, ha. That's what you want. Now, when you engage in foreplay, that's when you allow that to actually happen, right? So you want to engage in foreplay to allow that to happen because it gives you a better chance for you to get to your climax. It happens in marriages for years that the woman actually has no bloody idea what an orgasm is. And foreplay could be the answer to that situation happening. So engage in foreplay so that you guys can both have that explosion that you want together. Allowing the woman to have enough time and to have enough air and have enough blood moving to the right parts of her body the same way it moves for the man. When you are both erect, then it is time to play. And when it is time to play, it's going to be amazing. And the fifth thing that you need to know about the basics of foreplay is this, my honey. Now, if you're a couple watching this, this is for the wife. Don't engage in self-sabotage. I know there's women out there thinking, so it's my fault. A lot of the times it is. As women, we get shy. Number one, to bring up what we want in our sexual intimacy in our relationships. And number two, we get shy. We self-sabotage. We second guess ourselves. We get embarrassed and then we withdraw from things. Now you need to make a decision to be all in and enjoy the entire process. So when it comes to foreplay, the person who can really stuff things up is us. We can actually stand in the way of our own pleasure. So don't feel embarrassed. It happens that we don't know what we're doing. And a lot of the times, your man might not even know what you're doing or what he's doing, but you learn together. This foreplay thing takes a couple to find out, baby, do you like this? And baby, I like this. Please do more of it. We get scared of verbalizing what we want, and then we also get scared of experiencing the whole thing, right? We start to feel that throbbing and we think to ourselves, stop. We don't like to lose control. And when you do lose control, especially with your husband, it's the best experience ever. But you need to let go of self-sabotage. You may have never called it that before, but you need to call it out and say, hey, snap out of it. Let's enjoy this. If you don't know how to feel, say so and move with it. Sometimes it may be the first time you're feeling something. Have fun in it. Be present in it. Don't zone out. If you feel embarrassed, tell your man, but enjoy it. Don't sabotage yourself because it's a pleasurable experience, not just for you, but for your husband too. For him to please you and for you to please him too. Enjoy the moment. Learn about foreplay together, and it will be the best experience of your marriage. And it's a book that has many pages and so many chapters. And every time you guys explore, you're turning a new page, you're writing a new chapter. So enjoy it. Now, my honey, we're getting closer and closer to knowing more about ourselves and about our relationship, our sexual intimacy with the men in our lives. So go to your hubby, watch this video with him if you need to watch it again, and start to explore how this foreplay thing happens. You will not regret it. These were just the basics of foreplay, and we'll definitely do another video giving you more on what you can actually do. How can you explore the different types of foreplay and how they work? Now, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. For all the wifeys and the hubbies out there, I want to know in the comment box down below, did you watch this with your man? What did you guys think? And what did you already know about? What did you learn? I'd love to keep the conversation going down in the comment box down below. If you love this video, give it a big thumbs up so I know to create more videos like this. The more thumbs up, the more videos we will get on this topic. Now, that's all I have to say about the basics of foreplay. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm Kopano Shimange, and this is How I Do Things. Confidence affects many areas of our lives, from our personal lives to the relationships that we have with people, and even our professional lives. When we have the confidence to step up to the situation, we are able to approach it the best way that we know how, without holding ourselves back or without being fearful of the results. We play to win instead of being scared of losing. Now, if you want to build that confidence, if you want to step into the best version of yourself and get the confidence to do what it is that you want to do, then head over to my website, kopanoshimange.com, and download my new free ebook, The 7 Hacks to Boosting Your Confidence, so that you can start your journey to building the confidence that you need to be the best version of yourself.